Okay, we have a lot to talk about.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so before we get into this article, first and foremost, I'm not in my normal attire. I'll be honest with you guys. I was tired today. I said, screw it. There's no way in the heck I'm gonna change. Okay, I got in the shower, put my robe on, and I said, let's do a video. So this is a lot of news right here. This is some really good intel that we got. Now, before we get into it, I had to pay for this subscription. It's something about paying for subscriptions that I just hate it, bro. Especially when it comes to articles, so I had to pay for it to get this intel, but it's coming from a reputable source, so I just had to do it. I had to spread it with you guys. Now, before we get into this article, first and foremost, if you guys want to support the channel, you can just go over to the YouTube channel, hit this little join button. It's only $2 per month, or you can go to Patreon, and both my links are in the description. Once again, only $2 per month. Not trying to take anything from you guys. Just letting you know, if you want to compensate me for this subscription. Anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and scroll down, and here we are. So, like I said, Barlow's very reputable. Now, keep in mind, when we're reading this, keep in mind he is not talked to the San Antonio Spurs. He talks to a lot of people around the league, but he's not talking to the San Antonio Spurs. This is just kind of the consensus of what other teams think the Spurs are going to do. San Antonio Spurs have 4 picks, number 9, 20, 25, and 38. That is correct, and are expected to be active on draft night, and especially looking to move up. Several scouts and agents I have spoken with believe that the Spurs' sights are on traditional center, with Jalen Duren and Mark Williams in the mix for the 9th pick. It is also believed that San Antonio is unlikely to bring in 4 rookies to training camp, so look for Spurs to consolidate their picks via trade. All right, so let's go ahead and break down this all together, okay? First and foremost, like we said, several scouts and agents, so he's not talking to the San Antonio Spurs, and he's been very open on that. Okay, so yes, don't take it with a grain of salt. I think this is a lot of truth to this, but at the same time, I think we need to think about this in the terms of playing chess and not checkers. And what do I mean by that? Well, it says that the Spurs have their sights set on a traditional center, Jalen Duren and Mark Williams. Trust me, I do not believe the San Antonio Spurs are going to take a traditional big at number 9. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially with a lot of the talent that's going to be on the board. I just don't see them doing that. Now, what's funny about this is a lot of articles have assumed that San Antonio Spurs are going to take Jalen Duren. That's a good thing, because you do not want these teams knowing your next move. So I think that is some truth to this, that the Spurs are spreading that information, but I think it's misinformation. And I think it's misinformation to throw other teams off and make other teams believe that the Spurs are completely bought into the roster and all we're doing is trying to draft for position. I don't think that that's true. But if you're another, exec, or you're another team, it does make sense from the outside looking in. But obviously, as a Spurs fan, we know they need more, especially at the 9th. You don't want to go after a traditional big. Not right now. Not with the direction we're going in now. So this, I think that is phony. I don't believe this. I think that obviously it is some truth to it, but the only truth is that it's misinformation. Now, it is also believed that San Antonio is unlikely to bring in 4 rookies to training camp. Now, this is what I find interesting. Now, the front office, I loved what they did this season. The fact that they were trying to pile on as many picks as they could for this draft. This is what you do this for. If you're not able to deal all of your picks and move up, then shoot, you have 4 picks essentially. But it does make sense that the Spurs wouldn't necessarily want to bring in 4 rookies to training camp. That's a bit much. And at that point, you're gonna have to deal quite a few people on the team, in my opinion. And I don't know how bought in the Spurs are on some of these guys. So that's just kind of speculation here. If the Spurs can't move these picks, obviously they're just gonna keep them. But yeah, so as far as moving up, that's what it's basically kind of getting to at this point. So when you say that it's unlikely that the Spurs are not going to bring in 4 rookies, so look for the Spurs to consolidate their picks, it just seems as if they're going to try to move up. And it even says it early on, looking to move up. So what does move up look like? Well, they could try to use the 20th and 25th and move up to 13th and 15th, which I actually will really dig. Like, I would dig that a lot. I would really like that. Or they could be just trying to take the 9th, 20th, 25th, maybe even a player and saying, screw it, give us a top 3. Let's go after Banchero, which I love that too. I think that would be a really good way of just saying, screw it. We just need our star. We need a superstar. We need someone that's ready right now, that we know is going to be special in the league. And I think Banchero is that player. So all I'm trying to say is, I think that there's some truth to this, but also I don't think that there's truth to that. And you got to keep in mind, what do the Spurs get out of teams knowing that they're going to try to trade up or move up? It's not a lot that teams can do about it, especially when you have that many picks. It actually just helps the Spurs, because the teams that are in those top 5 picks, they'll sit back and say, you guys got some enticing picks there that maybe, you know, we're willing to deal with you on. So that doesn't necessarily help them, that information getting out, but I will say, or it doesn't hurt them. Now, this information right here with the Jalen Duren and Mark Williams, this getting out, this helps them tremendously, because if these teams do not know what you're doing, you can really make some moves. So I'm just saying this, I would tame my expectations on thinking the Spurs are going to take Jalen Duren or Mark Williams at 9. I will put money on them not doing that. I think that this is just a textbook chess, not checkers. And I just want to say this really quickly, and I know this is like, it's not really off topic, not really. Keep in mind that a lot of people look at players and they say, man, these players, they are so competitive, man. They're fighting. It's a battlefield out there. But people never think about the front offices. These front offices are freaking cutthroat. Okay, they're competitive too. Like, we look at Tim Duncan, we look at Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, even Kawhi Leonard, right, to an extent, and we sit back and say, man, these guys were so competitive. But the front office, to get these teams together, they have to be just as competitive. So just keep in mind that a lot of this stuff that's coming out, it's gonna be all over the place. Like, we talked about Tari Eason and how they believe, or execs believe, that he has low IQ. We talked about Shane Sharp and how they're like going off about how, you know, you're supposed to be a 5-star recruit. Where's the talent? You know, they are really going in on these players, and it's because they're cutthroat and they want to get what they can get out of this. So just keep that in mind. Don't take anything face value unless it's someone saying they directly come in contact with the Spurs. And if that's the case, I just don't think the Spurs are going to let a lot of stuff get out. But it's good that other teams believe the Spurs are going to take Jalen Duren and Mark Williams. That's all I'm trying to say. This is a very good thing. I like that. I like that a lot. Just keep believing that. But like I said, moving up, I don't think other teams knowing that it's going to hurt us that much. I think that's perfectly fine. So you guys let me know what you think. If you want to support the channel, as I said, please do. Please do. Please do. I can't believe I got a subscription. Oh my God. So yeah, please do. Anyways, I'll get with you guys later. Until next time.